Hello everyone, Slick4Tech here. In today's video we have the OnePlus 7T Pro Snapdragon 855 Plus processor, and we will be doing an Android gaming test. Let's get started. I will be using Gamebench. I have a journalist account, Gamebench PRO, to monitor the FPS, and of course I have another app here to tell me the the CPU temperature, the percentage of RAM used, I think that is. The third one is the temperature of the battery. And of course I will tell you also how it's doing in the process. So let's get started with Assassin's Creed Identity. Let's fight someone and see if it changes. Really, I don't expect any lag for any game in this played with this phone, so next game we have is ARK Survival. Resolution on max, everything on epic and all of that. So as you can see, just even here you can see there's lag. And it's showing 30 FPS but drops to 21, 22. It is raining, so I'm guessing that would cause more graphical issues. Okay, we're in the game now, so let's see how it is. Asphalt 9. As you see, solid 30 FPS. Now, moving on, go Call of Duty. Very high, max, and depth of field is enabled.
We've taken the lead. It's too close. Fight harder. We lost the lead. Get down! Sniper!
Cyber Hunter is the next game we're gonna play. Now this game has a lot of graphic settings, so it can go up to 90 FPS, so we'll try that first. But if you do 90 FPS, you can't go high resolution or the best graphics. So we'll first start with this, and then in-game I will try and change it. Jump out now, and hopefully you should see the frame drops if there is any almost soon. So this game is very similar to PUBG. So we're gonna drive around a bit in general to see how the FPS is handled. In terms of temperature, it's still 51 degrees. I don't know if someone's shooting me or not. Okay, so it's 60 FPS. You won't get any frame drops playing. Oh no, let's put this on. And it's showing 60 FPS, so that's good. Oh, graphical bug. Now, as you can see, we're getting 60 FPS, and we're not getting any frame drops, so that's a good sign. Darkness rises. Settings, graphics, everything is set on high, ultra. Set this on high, frame rate high resolution. Okay, so as you can see, 60 FPS and 48 degrees on the temperature. Very well optimized game. I don't see any frame drops yet. San Andreas. We'll put visual effects on max, resolution on 100%, draw distance 100%, shadow will go advanced, car reflection will go max. We'll go everything on max and see what happens, okay? First thing we're gonna need is actual vehicle, so we're gonna have to rob someone. Find... Fuck! Okay, there are some frame drops, you can see. It dropped to about 23 FPS there. Let's take someone's car. I'm used to... Okay. 30 FPS, and I keep crashing like a lunatic, so let's stop. Next game we have is Infinity Ups. We're gonna go high. Everything's set on ultra and high. I don't think anything can go any higher. Oh yeah, shadow quality we'll put on ultra too. Now don't forget this is max settings. Of course you could play any game on 60 FPS if you play around with the settings and lower them, but we're just talking about max settings here. So this was Infinity Ups, let's stop this. So next game to test is Gear.Club. Again, as I said before, this is my favorite racing game, so I just had to test this. So this is Gear.Club. We should be getting 60 FPS, but as you saw there were some frame drops, unfortunately. This has auto braking and everything, so I don't have to worry, but you can change that in the settings to make it more difficult to drive. As you can see, 60 FPS though throughout, and here you could see the temperatures have gone up to 62 degrees, which is true because the phone has gotten a bit warm, but it's still not uncomfortable to hold, mainly because I would say the battery is 38 degrees. I think above 45 degrees the battery would become too hot to touch. Injustice 2.
Yourself harder.
Next game is Shadowgun Legends. Now this is again another game which is very graphical, and it has lots of graphical settings. You could see FPS limit we're gonna put on 60. Graphical detail we're gonna go on ultra high and apply. Okay, so let's see how it goes. Hopefully we'll get a solid 60 FPS with little frame drops, but we'll see. We need to actually see the enemies first before we can do anything, unfortunately. Oh, the FPS drops. So I guess this phone cannot handle max settings.
But it's still working.
With enemies around, as when there's no enemies, obviously it's fine, but... See, 55 FPS it dropped when I saw some enemies. Oh, the battery's running out too, so I'm gonna pause it after this to charge it, because otherwise it won't be a fair test.
This is mine now.
Okay, so enemies are here. We could see how you saw it drop to 52 FPS with enemies around. As you can see, for Gear.Club, it would drain 29% per hour. No, this was Cyber Hunter, sorry. 29% per hour. So you could play for 3 hours. I guess that's alright. Darkness Rises, you could play for, let's see, 15% per hour, so much better optimized. But then again, the graphic settings wasn't too much of a effect on it, so there's that. San Andreas on max settings, you could play 28%, so about 3 hours of gaming time on your phone you can easily get. Shadow Legends, which was very difficult, 30% again, so that's good. 3 hours of proper gaming doesn't sound too bad. Of course, Call of Duty would be different as well, no graphic settings, so it should be easier and lighter there, 13% per hour. So every game obviously has different battery consumption amounts. Charged, and we're gonna continue this video. Where were we? We finished playing, I think it was Shadowgun Legends. Now we're on MadOut 2. Big City Online. Now this isn't the full version, so there may be ads. I'll try and delete them in the editing. And graphics, and put the screen resolution on max, and the object count on like 50. And let's put very high first and just copy that. And then go screen resolution, let's go maximum. And leave everything else on very high, whatever it is. Now, and as you can see, we're on 42 to 50 FPS, and we're not driving yet, so not. So the iPad Pro is probably the best at handling this game smoothly at 60 FPS from what I've heard. Honestly, I'm not too sure if it's to do with the graphical power or if it's better optimized for the iOS operating system. Still, it seems to be going pretty smooth now. I guess you can just limit the frames to 30 FPS if you want a completely smooth experience, or you could just lower the resolution. That made the phone run very hot, just to let everyone know. Mario Kart Tour. Why would you play that when you can play 4 Wii games with the Dolphin MMJ, and you would see we could play Mario Kart Wii on the OnePlus 7T Pro. Here you could see Mario Kart Double Dash, GameCube game. And yes, you can play this, which in my opinion is much better. And of course you could put the graphics on super high too. The Pubg Mobile Legends settings are all on max. You could see I put ultra settings and HFR on, optimize FPS is on. So, as you saw, we had 0 frame drops in game and a lot of toxic behavior from this fanny. So let's continue with the rest of the video. Mortal Kombat. There's actually no graphical settings in this game, so it's fine. We could just play anything really. And as you can see, we are getting a smooth 60 FPS and 57 degrees. It's not too hot, so it's good. Victory. Either way, this game would be like this. Even here, look, 50 FPS, we got some frame drops for the finish him. You. PUBG for now, PUBG Mobile. HDR, extreme frame rate, and anti-aliasing is on. As you can see though, so far no frame drops whatsoever, so that's a good thing. Row racing free. So for this game there are no graphical settings we can use, but it will run at 60 FPS, so that's good. And the graphics do look good on this phone. Nutrasweet No Limits is the next game we're gonna play. Now this is the tutorial, but it shouldn't make any difference whatsoever. Now, as you can see, we are limited to 30 FPS, so it's not gonna be as you saw, we handled it 30 FPS smooth, and even in these cutscenes we're getting a nice and smooth 30 FPS, so World War Heroes, and this is the final game on my list. Graphics, everything is set on high. Put this on ultra. This is very similar to Infinity.
Меня ранили. Нужно подлечиться.
Either way, we're getting 60 FPS with 0 frame drops, so that should be enough for you guys. Thanks again for watching. Before I end this, you don't need to go anywhere that quick, don't worry. Let's quickly show you the specs we picked up in terms of these games that we just tested. So, good thing about Gamebench, we could see how much battery is taken from these games. So Mario Kart though is simple, much easier game to play. Again, 30% per hour. Mobile Legends, bang bang. 23% per battery, so this one's quite well optimized, that's good. Mortal Kombat, we got 43%, so wow, this one is very heavy on the battery. Nutrasweet No Limits, of course, 27% per hour. Pubg Mobile, 34%. Let's see, Real Racing Free, 38% per hour. World War Hero, 35% per hour. So it's not really completely accurate, to be honest, because it really depends on how much battery life you've started with. If you're about 100%, it's obviously going to go down quicker than when you're at 20%. It's just how these phone manufacturers show these things on their phones. Anyways, thanks again for watching. Hope you liked it. If you did like the video, subscribe to my channel for more like this, and visit my website, slick4tech.com if you can. If you can't, feel free to even follow me on my Instagram. Again, that's slick4tech on Instagram too. And thanks again. Let me know what you think in the comments. Bye bye.